Today we're going to look at the Carbon Cub S2 from Hobbyzone Hobby, and it's a really nice RC airplane with a lot of features. I will talk more of them later, but first let's get this one outside and let's fly it, because I'm just eager to try it. Time for Maiden then. So here I have the Carbon Cub S2 with the battery already installed, so you can see the green light in front. It's a nice looker. And I have my DX8 Generation 2 binded to this Carbon Cub. The flaps are installed, so I will use the takeoff flaps for the first takeoff. So let's taxi out to the runway. There's no wind today, so it doesn't matter which direction I'm actually taking off. Oh, it didn't take much runway to get this one in the air. So for this time of year it's kind of nice sky really. Usually in the fall it's all grey sky, but this is actually a rather nice. We can see at least see some blue in the sky. So I'm just starting off doing some wide turns just to check that everything is working as it should. Does float really nice. It's always nice to being alone, at least to me in the morning, and just you and your RC airplane and a clear sky. So let's go in some aerobatics soon. Just trying to get a sense of how the control surfaces work. So let's line it up and do a roll and then a half Cuban. Oh, nice and gentle. Another half Cuban. This plane would actually benefit a lot with some sort of LED lights. I think that would really make it look better in the sky, and then orientation would also be much better. So I'm just doing it gentle. And having this one just float around. Nice wide turns. Try to fly at as scale as possible. Except for the the usual roll and half Cuban and loops and whatnot. So in this kind of weather it's okay to fly quite high up, although I think I just need to drop some altitude. So just drop the throttle and let it glide. So one of the most important aspects, to me at least, for an RC airplane, that is how great it can actually float without throttle. So that's just a deciding decision for me at least, if I like it or not. But this is my style. I just like to fly more or less scale and slow. I really like it. So relaxing. I'm picking up speed and doing a bit faster flying. I don't think this is like a speedy RC airplane. It is more like a scale. You should actually fly this more scale. And everything, there is a kind of a resistance when you do things. So I wouldn't consider this a snappy, true aerobatic airplane. I think that it most certainly can do much, but then again it's more about flying scale and nice behavior. So although I'm doing a few loops and rolls, I think I mean just a gentle flyer. So for this flight I'm actually using a 2200 milliamp battery. Actually I purchased a 50C battery, but I don't think it's necessary, but I got a good price. So a 30C will most definitely work just fine. I actually like to do maidens, just docile flight, just get a sense of how any plane operates. As you can see, it can go really just float quite slow in the sky, and this is without flaps also. So a few lights on this airplane and I think it's just perfect. Time is about to land, so let's go in for the landing approach. Landing flaps are deployed, and just to both to show the airplane and to reduce altitude and have a nice landing, I will just make a few turns to reduce both altitude and airspeed. Trying to go about as slow as I can. So one final turn then before touchdown. I think I have enough low altitude, so just put it down. Okay, a nice landing. So let's taxi back to where I'm standing. So here it is, the Maiden on the Hobbyzone Hobby Carbon Cub S2, and I have to say it was a gentle, enjoyable, not too exciting, but just the way you should do a Maiden. And just listen at this, the motor humming, I think it's really nice sounding. So that was the Maiden on the Carbon Cub S2 then, and I have to say that it's, to me at least, I think this is a super great RC airplane. Maybe not if you're after having something that is totally aerobatic, but I think that you most certainly can do a lot of things with it. I think it just floats nice in the air. I think the features, it does have this vortex generator in the front of the wing, which provides more lift, and I've installed flaps on this one, which was quite easy. So I mean that also improves low speed handling and lift. And all the electronics inside, they are just super great. So this is the latest generation of the Horizon Hobby kind of features. So it does feature AS3X, of course, and Safe Select. Or maybe it does not feature Safe Select, it actually features the full Safe. So you have 3 levels of flight mode. So the first one is actually everything is stabilized, it's a horizontal level, and it will auto level if you do end up upside down somehow. And then you have the second flight mode, which allow more banking, but when you go below a certain altitude, it's like Safe is enabled again. And then you have the third flight mode, which you can do anything, no stabilization except AS3X then. And it does also feature fully telemetry read back to the TX you have. So battery information, altitude, all these things. So in the electronics compartment, I think it's just 100% featured. And as far as the airplane, it looks good, really. It's when you see in the distance, it's kind of scale. I don't think the paint with this painted pilot on the side is that great, and this actually the nose light inside the cockpit and from the cockpit. It's actually kind of odd place to have it, but this indicates which flight mode you're in. So it's green for beginner and red for the experience mode. And well, overall, if you consider this one as a beginner RC airplane, maybe you should go for the Sport Cub, the UMX, the tiny one, Sport Cub S2 first. But if you learn to fly that one, great. I think this will be an excellent second RC airplane. You do need, of course, a bit of space to fly it in. So it might be difficult to fly in too tight spot, really. But overall, I think it flies good. Landings are quite good. Of course, this style of airplane, it does, have a tendency to tip over on one of the other sides because I suppose it is just the design of these Cub-style airplanes. But the large wheels, and they do flex also. So, and I think well, overall it's a super nice one. You can actually also equip with this one, if you purchase this, a landing sensor which goes underneath. And you can also equip this one with a GPS, which I would not recommend really, because you don't need it. So my recommendation is, if you purchase this one, do purchase a servo and servo lead and install flaps on it. And do purchase the Spectrum Smart batteries and use it with a DX6, DX8 or the new NX6. And I think you would just have a great flying experience. And it's a really safe RC airplane to fly. And I think this one will survive a long time, hopefully. And I will just continue to fly it and share more videos of me flying it.